Mike was definitely one of those people you wanted to be around, and the more you were around him, the more you wanted to be around him. And Mike could sense what was going on with you without even knowing what was going on with you. When I was at my low, he pulled me aside again, and he's like, listen, when you come in here and when you're working with our Iron Will athletes, you are in your zone, and you are a rock star. And he said, you need to never forget who you are. And from that point on, he called me rock star. So he just had this way that he could be lovingly blunt and get through. Even to our Special Olympians, we'd get done at the end, especially when it was summertime, we'd bring it in and we'd do a breakdown and a high five, and he'd say, listen, go home and wash your butts because you stink. And they would. They could listen to Mike like they would no one else.
You know, like Debbie said, Mike had always had this calming effect on people. It was uncanny. You could go for a day, a week, or a month and not talk to each other. But the second we would see each other in Chief's parking lot, when he was going in to buy something, he would come, walking over, this jovial laugh that only he could do, instantly made you feel like no time had passed.
He was always my buddy to go get me from off work. He would go get me and take me to his gym. He was always a nice guy. He was a kind-hearted guy. He showed me how to bench press my first time lifting 200 pounds. And I was excited by that. I told Mike when I was sitting in his car, can I go to see you lift one of these days, Mike Wolfe? And he said, sure. So Mike Wolfe lifted 480 that day on a bench press. And he's still, old as he is, he still got it in him. And I was amazed.
So I had no experience in powerlifting whatsoever, so I didn't know what to expect when I was introduced to Mike. So the personality outshines anything else, but he not only was a world record holder, but he is so humble and was so compassionate, but expected the best out of them, and that just shined through.
Mitchell got to meet him when you started weightlifting, right? Was he fun? Do you remember Mike?
Yeah.
Yeah, do you remember him?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was a lot of fun. He seemed to always just want the kids to do a good job. He's very encouraging, very encouraging.
Like to have a good time. No matter what the situation, he could take something and turn it around and just see the positive and have fun with them.
Mike quickly became more than just a coach. He was a friendship and a mentoring kind of way to so many of our athletes. He was an advocate for our athletes. He was a fundraiser for our athletes. He just took this role so seriously, but also seriously, but so much fun.
He just always made you feel special.
And he loved his wife. There was never a question of who was first in his life. He loved chess, and he loved his kids, and he wanted everyone to know that that's the way a husband is to love a wife and a father is to lead a family.
It's just nice to know that, it just came about all of a sudden. I feel like, who would have thought that, our kids with any kind of special need would be able to do the things that they've done. Just like I said with Mitch, who would have thought that he could lift what he lifts with both arms? And Mike was just always encouraging. Everybody had a nickname. Everyone had a nickname, and he used Big Dog for Mitch quite a bit, but I think everybody was a big dog. Some of the other kids were like K-Dog and J-Dog and stuff, but I don't think he ever had a bad day. Like, he was just always a very uplifting person. And I know the first meet that we went to, the very first time that I was actually able to sit down and talk to him, just a true joy to speak with, and just a very, very nice guy, and it was sincere.
And his coaching didn't last just for that hour that we had practice a week. It went beyond that. And so he would get to know the athletes and what some of their needs were outside of powerlifting. And so he could have those conversations with, hey, let's talk about, I hear you're drinking at home. That's not what we want as powerlifters. And he helped them set goals. They'd come in and they'd want to look like Mike, or they'd want to, look like another power lifter, or this is what they wanted to put up. And then when it came for some of our athletes, they get really nervous when it comes time to lift, whether it's in practice or whether it's in a meet, and he could just calm them down. I mean, I remember he joked, it ain't nothing but a peanut. You can lift it, it ain't nothing but a peanut, baby, it ain't nothing but a peanut. And they just say that over and over, and you can hear that to this day. You can hear Mike's voice saying that within those team members who are still here. And that's why they keep coming back.
I was saying that all these people that I wanted to be, like Ronnie Coleman and all that. So Mike said, how about you just say there's nothing but a peanut? Then that caught on to me, and I started lifting weights like nothing. And I started doing everything that I could. And I started winning. I won Troy, won so many championships overall. I just won state because of it. He was a great person. I wish he was still here.
We haven't had Mike now for a couple of years, but his impact, the waves of it are still continuing. And I think that speaks highly of who he was as a man and the influence he had. We still refer back to him, a lot of his sayings, a lot of his quotes, a lot of his orneriness. And I think that we're still doing that and still thinking of him shows the kind of character that man had and the impact he made on not only our athletes, but their family as well, and this program.
His legacy lives because this program was founded. The foundation of this program was set on his shoulders when he started it. And that will never change, and that will never go away. And that legacy, although we've done a great job of growing and adding coaches and doing different things, at the foundation, it was laid by Mike, and that will live forever. And
every single person mattered to Mike. It wasn't just the heaviest lifters who mattered. Every single person mattered. For us, that's everybody. We see you, we hear you, and you matter. And that's what we need to carry on.
Congratulations.